got all the way up to the town hall. Contact!
Okay, Crazy.
Contact left, behind the radio tower. Hello everyone, this is KrazyFlyinChicken, and if you're watching this video, it's because you've already watched my tutorial video and my basic strategy video, and what you were hoping to see was a more top-down overview of what grand strategy looks like in the game of Foxhole, and how you can take a small group of people and make a big difference in the game. So what you're looking at here is the Endless Shore map as it was yesterday before we got on. And when I say we, I'm talking about Pug, but that doesn't mean you need a highly disciplined force to pull anything off. In fact, there were only about 5 Pug members here. The rest were made up of people from the public Discord, many of them brand new to the game and never even picked up never even driven a half-track before. And they were able to follow us along because we had a clear vision and we were willing to share it with them, and just that alone brings people to you. It attracts players to your cause if they think that they believe in the mission you're selling them. So to give you an idea of what the map looked like, the Wardens were largely defending Brackish Point. This was a hugely contested town for the last 10 hours or so. The Colonials were pushing from North Star east into Brackish Point as well as from this FOB on the south side. So the Wardens were really heavily pressed there. That was their front line. If a new player was logging into Vulpine Watch, they were being told, they were asking, where's the front line? And they were being told Brackish Point. So a huge number of Wardens players were going this way. There was a small number of Warden players down here at Kelpie's Main, as there always is, because there's a huge amount of defenses on the north side of the river, and they were using that as a place to basically hold off and hold back the small colonial advance that was coming from this FOB on the southern side. When we got on, we decided that we wanted to play this a little bit differently, and we wanted to do something we've never done before. So we decided to set up this FOB here, and our goal was to take the map from across the Whispering Waves, going northeast on a beach landing to Tuatha Watchpost. But in order to do that, first and foremost, we needed to run logistics. And what that meant was taking all 10 of our players, the randoms, the Pug members, all of us, getting trucks and driving around to all the different towns looking for explosive mats, looking for build materials, producing things at all of the weapons factories, producing the soldier supplies where they could be produced, medical equipment, everything you could think of that you would need for an attack. We gathered and produced in the span of about maybe 15 minutes, because with 10 people running logistics, this sort of thing can happen really fast. And we brought it all to this FOB here. In addition, we brought a half-track, an artillery piece, and a CV. And we started loading up those trucks full of material. We did not deposit them all into this FOB. We kept them in the trucks, and we decided that if we needed to deposit them, that we would, but we would keep them in the trucks for now in case we decided to move up. So right now you're looking at, after about 15 to 20 minutes of pure logistics, we had a ton of weapons ready to go, and about 10 players gathered up at this FOB for our push across the Whispering Waves. When we started the attack, we drove into the middle of the river, and we set up our artillery piece and immediately shelled the Warden position over here, knocking out both the shoreline wall that they had built as well as the FOB, which surprised us because actually when we broke the line here, a lot of the Warden defenses immediately started to go down, which meant that this FOB here and this town hall did not connect the entire seawall going all the way across. So a lot of these defenses here started getting shut down. So we didn't even need to wait, though. We didn't want to wait because we knew that it wouldn't take them long to figure out that we were attacking, and we didn't want to sit in the water waiting for those defenses to go down. So we pushed right in. We pushed right up onto the shore, and we immediately secured a position right here on the road using the half-track and using our infantry to secure that position. We brought the CV up from this place, the one that we had stored there, ready to go, and we set up a new FOB right on the other side. Once the FOB was set up, once again, our single logistics player that we left there just in case we needed something that we didn't foresee, our single logistics player drove over, picked up our soldier supplies in the truck, picked up our basic kit of weapons and drove it through the shallows excruciatingly slow and deposited into the FOB as a sort of forward attack operating base. It also provided us with build materials, which we actually kept stealing them from Warden supply lines going from Tuatha, trying to resupply this FOB. We kept knocking out those trucks, taking their build materials, and then building our own defenses around this small attack base. further blocking them off and further opening the gap between Whispering Waves and Kelpie's Main. So now what you're looking at is we had a small defensive line all the way around, basically blocking those off, and the Warden supply line was now having to go basically all the way around in order to resupply their FOB, which they simply didn't do. When their Logi players realized what was happening, they immediately switched into combat and started pushing this FOB from both sides. So now our FOB was under heavy assault, but we still had our artillery piece. With our artillery piece, we brought it up right next to our FOB, where we were fairly secure with the defenses that we'd built around it, and we sniped the enemy town hall at Tuatha Watchpost. Now this was the big alarm for all of the Warden players all over the map, because when you lose a town hall, you know something's going on. I have no doubt in my mind that the Wardens up here at Brackish Point immediately started funneling down through Dirk's Fang towards Tuatha, but they didn't have a close spawn anymore. This spawn point here was simply too far for the players at Brackish Point. But our attack across Whispering Waves has essentially split the Warden forces in half. They couldn't spawn close unless they were willing to go all the way through Vulpine Watch here, all the way down through these roads, and then towards that FOB, which would have taken them considerable amount of time, especially considering we were already in a position to attack with a ton of weapons ready to go. So with the enemy town hall down, all we had to do was wait, because the enemy defenses in Tuatha Watchpost were considerable. However, without a town hall and without a FOB, those defenses were now cut off, and in 10 minutes, we would be able to take the town. So what we did was we left our artillery piece facing that town hall so that every time those Wardens came to, because the Wardens were coming down from Brackish Point, every time they tried to rebuild the town hall, we would send another shell and just destroy the town hall for the first 10 minutes until the defenses were destroyed. Once the defenses were destroyed, we dispatched our own forces, including the half-track, into Tuatha Watchpost to clear out any enemy infantry we might find. The defenders we found were largely sporadic and split up because, like I said, they were coming from Brackish Point, which is a long way to run, so they weren't grouped up as one cohesive force, whereas we were. So we walked right through that town, right up to the town hall, and captured the enemy CV that kept rebuilding the town hall there. Once the enemy CV was captured, it was a matter of repairing it and a matter of capturing it. The one thing we had forgotten to bring was a wrench. So just because we'd captured the enemy CV, we couldn't necessarily use it because it was locked by the enemy. Now, we had our own CV to build this FOB. However, it got destroyed in some of the fighting when we first landed. So taking this CV was important. So our next priority was to hold Tuatha Watchpost and hold the CV from being destroyed. So we set up bunkers, we set up a patrol all the way around that CV, making sure that our logistics player, a single player who was running back and forth, bringing us things from this FOB, would be able to get us that wrench in time in order to capture the CV. Once the CV was captured, it was a simple case of rebuilding the town hall, and now we could rebuild their defenses and capture secure our beached landing at Tuatha Watchpost. But we still had no way of producing soldier supplies in Tuatha. The only way to get soldier supplies there was to build them at Woodbind, and then walk them excruciatingly slow through these Whispering Waves up along the shoreline and then into the town hall. So the next order of business was, naturally, we had to secure Kelpie's Main. We needed the bridge, but now, at least, with our offensive across the water, we could attack those defenders from the rear. All their pillboxes that are facing south were completely worthless. Their doors, worthless. Their walls, worthless. Having this beachhead gave us an easy time of simply dismantling their defenses and capturing the first island, or capturing Tuatha Watchpost and the first town on the island, which would eventually lead to their defeat in the next 6 to 8 hours. Alright, this is KrazyFlyinChicken. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something here, and I look forward to hearing your own strategies and war stories. So please let me know and leave a comment. I will be happy to reply. Thanks.